50,000 mile Ford Maverick XL review. And without further ado, let's get started. Now I've done a 10,000 mile review of this truck, and while most of those things, most of the elements that I liked and disliked have kind of stayed the same, there were a few additional components that I want to talk about in this video. Now, I could tell you tons of things about how it's a great daily driver, it gets great gas mileage, it is very quick, that power to weight ratio is phenomenal. Overall, it has great utility function, and I could keep talking about those things, but there are a few other things I want to talk about in today's video. Let's talk about the bad. So it's no surprise Ford has done a lot of recalls on this vehicle. It's brand new. There were a lot of kind of components from other vehicles thrown in, and it was basically this melting pot of ideas called the Maverick. And most of these recalls have been basically just software updates. Super simple, go to your dealership, they plug in a computer, update it, you're good to go. A couple of them have been a bit more problematic. Number one being the 12-volt battery issue. Some people have talked about this just being only in the 2025 Maverick, but this has basically been all across the board with these Mavericks. And I think it all boils down to crappy batteries they're putting in from the get-go. Where a lot of people have talked about the start-stop has just absolutely destroyed the batteries. It's just wreaking havoc on that longevity and battery life. I myself had this exact issue, where it was shortly after I bought the vehicle, well, I say shortly, it was about a year. So I got a year's worth of that battery, which is still very short. So I got a year out of that battery and I had to replace it. And ultimately, the workaround was this on screen. It's basically just disabling that start-stop. Now, I'm sure there's something you can do in the settings to do it permanently, but I just do it every time I get in and out of the vehicle. Another downside or con of the Maverick after 50,000 miles is the Apple CarPlay. It has a tendency to not only freeze, but the fact that it is not Bluetooth, it is solely like plug-in. You basically have to use the cord like a USB-C or lightning cord to plug it in, is kind of annoying. Now you might be wondering, Mitch, at what point in this video are we going to talk about this truck after 50,000 miles, you know? Like mentioned earlier, miles per gallon, fantastic. After 50,000 miles, I'm still averaging 28.7 miles per gallon in my 2-liter EcoBoost. Awesome. Furthermore, the seats are quite comfortable, and because of the utility factor, it makes it a great daily driver that you can use not only to pick up groceries or carry your newborn around, pictured here, but it also allows you to really stretch your legs both creatively and physically with what you really want to do with this platform, because it does have a lot of add-ons and options. Now, after 50,000 miles, of course, I couldn't just leave it stock. I've done a few upgrades. These are super basic, and there are a lot of people that have done much more extensive things. However, that's just not my priority. So first and foremost, I added some tint. Now this was about a 30% tint all the way around, just to give it a bit more sun protection and a better aesthetic. And I'll tell you firsthand, this has cooled that vehicle down considerably. And being in Florida, the summertime's hot. You gotta have tint. Another upgrade I've done, which adds to another pro of this vehicle after 50,000 miles, is I got 50,000 miles out of those stock tires. And technically, I probably could have gone another 5,000 or 6,000 miles out of them. However, I wanted to upgrade, so this was a great time to do it. Now, here's what I put on the vehicle. These are the same size as the stock ones, 225 by 65 by 17. These are BF Goodwrench all-trail terrains. These things are fantastic. They have a very, very subtle whistle when you're going down the road. It's not obnoxious. They're a lot stiffer and rigid, but the tread on them really gives you that grip in those must-need areas. Like this boat ramp, for example. This is Bishop Boat Ramp. And when it gets wet and you're pulling the 2-wheel drive vehicle with a boat, things can get a little hairy. But with these tires, I have no worries that I'm gonna get stuck. Another upgrade, which you can see a full detail of in this video above, is the trailer hitch. Now this is the hitch and the wiring, because again, I bought a stock XL. Didn't come with any aftermarket parts, nor were any aftermarket parts available at the time, which was a pain in the butt. However, this was the very inexpensive workaround that I did with my dad. Yes, I know this was a very quick video. Ultimately, I love this vehicle. It's inexpensive, it's quick, it's great on gas, it is a great utility option, so it's functional. The ability in which you can customize this thing is unlimited by your imagination. You can do whatever the hell you want. Fantastic. Now, of course, there were a couple downsides, battery, stuff like that, other recalls, but ultimately, I think it's been a great vehicle, and for the money, you really can't beat it. So if you guys enjoyed this, go ahead, like, subscribe, usual, and don't forget, live for today. We'll see you guys next time.